Elsewhere in politics, as trade talks between the U.S. and China are slated to start tomorrow, the Trump administration announced a sweeping set of criminal charges against Huawei. The U.S. has encouraged Americans not to buy Huawei products, accusing the company of stealing trade secrets and violating U.S. sanctions on Iran. In its latest announcement, the U.S. has filed criminal charges against Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou, who is currently in Canada after being arrested in Vancouver last month. The DOJ is calling on Canada to extradite her to the U.S. All in all, the U.S. has issued more than 20 criminal charges against Huawei, Wanzhou, and some affiliates. But guys, I mean, this is, again, heightening tensions between the two countries as they actually pursue criminal charges now.
Yes, U.S. officials are warning that Huawei and the way that they're operating in terms of stealing corporate secrets, allegedly, is a national and economic threat, that it's costing us hundreds of billions of dollars a year in damages. So this is definitely something that needs to be addressed. But at the same time, the timing is interesting because U.S. negotiators are supposed to meet with their counterparts this week. So how is that going to play into that conversation? And
we kind of saw the same thing, too, back when, if you recall, at G20, when President Trump was meeting with China over trade negotiations as well. That's when this news originally broke, that their CFO was apprehended in Canada. And it was around the same timing, and it was the same question of, why is this happening now? What does this do to trade talks? And again, you're right. We're seeing this play out the same way, but you have to think that it would complicate things.
I think it would definitely complicate things. And also, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross recently said that we're miles and miles apart from a deal. And let's remember, if this truce runs out, then we're going back to that tit-for-tat tariff war that we know that corporate America does not want to see, especially with all the earnings reports, many CEOs blaming China for a global economic slowdown.
Yeah, I think if you look at the supply chain across multiple industries, China is still the largest producer of most products. I mean, I think if you look at this as an isolated example, yes, Trump could use this to his benefit to try to negotiate, but you have to look at the larger narrative here, is that we cannot afford to slap 10 or 25% tariffs on the rest of all imports coming into this country. It's just going to have a tremendous negative impact on consumer confidence, which is already down, I believe, now 3 months in a row. And it's going to affect purchases. And I think everything that Trump's trying to do is it's going to bring jobs back here. It's not going to do that. And I don't think it's a good idea to go to war with China here.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the impact of these tariffs, and everyone watching March 1st, because that would be the date, supposedly, that we see these hiked up again if we can't reach a deal.